Today I'm going to be discussing more in retirement planning. I'm going to be answering the question, when can I retire if I'm 45 years old and have about $500,000 in my retirement account? So you're 45 years old, you have about $500,000 in your retirement account, and you want to know, when can I retire? So let's go through some of the assumptions in this analysis. We're going to assume that before you retire, you're going to earn 10% on your portfolio. And after retirement, you're going to go a little more conservative and you're only going to assume a 7% return. We're going to assume inflation through your entire life will be 2.5%. And we're going to assume that you are going to continue to contribute 16% of your salary to your retirement account, including the company match. So if you contribute 10% and the company contributes 6%, that would get you to your 16%. We're going to assume that at your current age right now, you have that $500,000. And this is for somebody that is currently making $100,000 gross and that wants to continue spending the same way, that $100,000 gross, into their retirement years. So that's what we have here. Now, when we look at this over here, that 10% rate of return, some people might say that's a little high. I've always heard, we should be using lower numbers. Well, if you have your money invested into an index fund like the S&P 500, that is a good number to use. You can look over the last 30 years, it was 9.9%. And over the more recent years, it's been even more. So, in any case, so let's look at this. We get down here, and here we are today, $500,000. You can see that with the money invested and the contributions continuing to happen, our balance grows. Now the magic question is, how big does that balance have to grow to be able to safely retire? And through this analysis, I've determined that at the age of 57, with nearly $2 million, that will be sufficient to retire living the same lifestyle that you're living today. And I'm going to show you that over here on the right now. So over on the right, in the red section here, is our spending section. So these are the years in retirement. Now here we are at age 57. We start with that nearly $2 million. And here's our gross income that we're paying ourselves from our fund, adjusted for inflation. So by the time we're 57, that's 12 years, that $100,000 that you're earning today will need to be closer to $135,000. So that's what these numbers are over here. As time goes on, we're adjusting for that inflation. So when we look at it here, you can see that we're at nearly $2 million. And we can see that that balance really kind of just hangs on and doesn't change by a whole lot coming down here as we're drawing from it. So we're really kind of pulling just a little bit more than what we're earning on that money until we hit the age that I have here, which is 68 years old, is going to be when you would be able to start collecting Social Security. Now this number can vary. Who knows what your number's actually going to be? So again, this is an assumption, and this number may be a bit high. I don't know. And I don't think any of us know this for sure. But you can go on to the Social Security website and see what your projected Social Security amount is. So I would encourage you to do that and then plan accordingly. In any case, once we reach the age where we can start collecting Social Security, we don't have to draw as much from our portfolio. So therefore, our portfolio actually, instead of dropping in value through here, it started to go back up in value a little bit for a few years. You can see that for a few years. And then it starts to drop again at a pretty slow rate. And then as you get older and older, it drops off faster. But in any case, you're going to reach these middle years of your retirement where you're not going to probably spend as much. During the early years of your retirement, you're going to be spending more because you're more active. You want to go do all these things. You're going to reach the middle years where you're going to be less active. So you're going to spend less. And then you're going to reach your older years down in here, when you get down in here, where you may end up having to spend more because you might need to start paying for some long-term health care and things like that. So the amount you spend will actually vary. It may look more like a U shape or a smile shape, but for the sake of all my analyses, I just go flat across, right across the top here. I don't dip down. That is how I allow this to be a little bit more of a conservative analysis. I don't dip it down. So looking at these numbers, you can see that by the time you're 92 years old, you'll still have a little bit of money left. So, and that technically is beyond the life expectancy of the average person in the United States. So, 57 years old is the magic number here. I feel if you start at 45 with $500,000 and invest it as stated here with all these assumptions that we have in place here, you should be able to safely retire at the age of 57. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.